Hello and welcome to Amateur Radio with Captain Don, W8CPT. This is about the NOAA-APT satellite images. This website is actually sdr-radio.com/weather, and it has a lot of good information, so I'm just going to go through this. It tells you the three satellites that are currently able to do this are NOAA 15, 18, and 19. And that is their frequency. So this here says you're going to want to install Weather WX2 image, install a virtual audio cable. I'm going to show you how to do all this too. Install the satellite tracking software, which is going to be gpredict. The dongle that I use is here. I'm going to show you this real quick. I don't know how good you're going to see it, but rtlsdr.com dongle. Got it on Amazon. I don't think it was very much. So that's the dongle you're going to want to use. And then, so this website here is airspy.com/download. And you're going to want to go down the page till you get to this SDR with community plugins, and you're going to want to download that one. That will give you the plugins that will communicate with gpredict. So again, the website, you can pause it if you have to here, airspy.com/downloads, and you want SDR community plugins on that download button. So that's for the SDR downloads. We'll go to the weather to image site next. Okay, now this is the website for the WX to image restored. So it's WX2TO image img restored.xyz, and you'll get to this page. You're going to want to download. Well, there's the fix for the Keplers if it doesn't work. It's actually on this page. So hopefully it works for you. If it doesn't, we'll get to that. But that's where the fix is. So you're going to go to, on this page, you're going to go to software at the top here and hit downloads. And then you're going to get to your downloads. You got your Windows install. I'm just making sure I didn't do a beta version. If you got older Windows, you can go down there. I haven't tried this with Mac or Linux, so that's on you to try it if you're running them systems. This is all Windows. So you're going to want to install that Windows package. And then once you install it, if you go all the way down to the bottom here, this is outdated software. So it's no longer being used. So they actually give you an upgrade key that you're going to put in, and that's what you got to put in. I'll show you where that's at when we get on the web page, but if you guys want to pause this here and save it, or you can just copy and paste it from this web page once you get the program installed. So I'm going to skip over to the web page for the virtual sound patch, and then gpredict, and then we'll get back to each individual program. So give me a second and we'll get to the next virtual cable, sound cable. All right, we're back. The website is vb-audio.com/cable with a capital C. And it's VB audio software. For Windows, you're going to want to hit that download button. Install it on your computer, and then it should be there when we're ready to use it. So I'll leave this here for a minute in case you guys want to pause this. Actually, I should just probably show that part. I'll put the links down in the description too. But so that's your audio, virtual audio cable. So now we'll go to the gpredict satellite tracking software download. All right, so I did a search and I come up with forge.net/projects/gpredict. And you're going to want to hit that download button, that green one, and install gpredict on your computer. So again, if you want to pause it to write this down, in case you don't want to go down to the links in the description, you can pause it right now. Okay, so we're going to go through and show you how all these programs work together here. Here is SDR, it's AirSpy SDR Sharp Studio version 1.0.0.1919 RTL SDR USB. Okay, so we're going to go through these settings here. We're going to start, you're going to want to click the three things here and you're going to want to hit source. Oops. And then you go to source and you're going to want to hit RTL SDR USB. And you're there. And that's this here. So these settings here, for these satellites, you don't need much sample rate. So you pick the lowest one, which is 0.25 MSPS. And you're going to want to click on the tuner AGC. So that's your source. So now the next thing you're going to want to do is go back up to here and you're going to want to click radio. And that pops up this one. You want wide FM. I've been using the Blackman-Harris filter. It seems to be okay. Sorry about the car noise. I'm doing this in my truck because that's where I have everything set up. You're going to want bandwidth of 40,000. I don't think this matters, but the order's 500. And then the rest of the stuff, squelch off, shift off, make sure they're not checked. And don't check any of them. So that's your radio. All right, and then the next thing we have to do is you go back up here and you click audio. And that's this one over here. And the only thing you have to do here, make sure you download everything before you even start this. You're going to want to hit this pull down menu and you're going to want to hit this virtual audio cable. So you do that. Okay. So that's all you do there. Make sure unity gain and filter audio aren't checked and the panning looks like it's right in the middle. That's been working good for me. I don't believe you can change the top two, so you don't have to mess with them. So then the last thing with the SDR play, and I'll show you how to get to this, you click the three, you go all the way down to the bottom where it says plugins, and then you scroll up till you see gpredict, and you click on that. Now, I already have it here, so let's make this a little bit bigger here. If you want to move these panels around, you can, but just by stretching it. All right, so you're going to want to enable that. And it says listening on port 4532. We'll go to the gpredict software next because that's probably the next easiest one. But that port, it should automatically be set to it, but you want to make sure you jot down port 4532 just in case it's not set in gpredict automatically. So alright, so here's gpredict. I'm going to go ahead and close all these if I can. Let me see here. There we go. They're all closed. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to File. No, Edit. And Preferences. And under Preferences, you go to Ground Stations. The Denmark's the sample, I guess. So basically, I already set this. So set it for my parents' house, and then you can click location, and it'll go through. You pick your United States if that's where you're at, then your state, and then you find the closest city to you. Once you do that, it'll put everything in. If you know your grid square, you can just put it in here too. And then that'll automatically go to your weather station too. And then you're going to click OK. So now you got your ground station set up. That's all you need there. Now you're going to want to go out of this. So hit OK. All right. So now the next thing you do is you go to File and you hit New Module. I'm going to hit Open Module. I'm going to open up SDR Play. Okay, and I'm going to have to show you how I did that. So let's just create a new module. I'll call it Test, just so I could show you how to do that. So you're going to hit File, New Module. Oops, this mouse is so touchy. Sorry about that. All right, so you're going to hit File, New Module. Okay, and nothing popped up, so I must not have hit it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you're going to call it something. We're going to call this one Test. And then Ground Station. You're going to want to find your ground station. I'm going to do the SH one. That's the city I'm in right now. And then satellites. Right here, you're going to want to put in NOAA. And it's going to find them all. Now, the only ones you need for these images are, as soon as I could scroll down here, actually here, this will work better. Okay, you're going to need 15. I'm not sure what that noise was. Hopefully my battery's not dying. So you're going to want to put 15 over there. You're going to want to put 18 over there. And you're going to want to put 19 over there. Those are the only three that do these NOAA-APTs. And then you're going to hit OK. So now you have Test open. It shows them satellites. So now, in order to get this to talk to your SDR, you got to hit this little button right here. And you're going to want to hit radio control. Well, that turns it on. Hold on, I'm jumping ahead a step. Hold on a minute. All right, you hit that button. And you want to hit configure, I believe. Oop, and I hit clone, of course. This mouse is so touchy. Sorry about that. It's going to be a long video, but I'll tell you what, it took me 5 days to figure this out. So I'm going to be saving you a lot of time. Let me go back to preferences and make sure, because I want to make sure we got the radio setting right. Okay, so that's where it's at. So yeah, you got to go into interfaces. That's what it is. So preferences and then interface. And you're going to want to add new. And what that's going to be, I can just click on mine and show you, I believe. You're going to want to call it something. I call it SDR Play. You want, I'm going to move this. You want localhost. You want, there's that port 4532 that I told you to write down and remember. Receive only. None. Not applicable. 00. And then check those two signalings, but I don't really think they do anything. So you can pause this and configure that if you need to. And then you just hit OK. And now that will talk to your SDR Play now. So the last thing you have to do is click this little button up here again. And you're going to want to hit auto track. That way, the next satellite that comes into view, it'll automatically start tracking it. And the other thing you want to do is you want to go into radio control. And if you have to, change this to the frequency of the satellite that's passing next, if it's not there. And then just hit track. And you should see that frequency on the radio part here change. You don't need nothing to do with the uplink because you're not transmitting with it. But this one should be changing with the satellite. Even when it is in view, you'll see it changing. This one's so far away from coming by right now, it's not doing it. You can actually minimize this window and keep pulling it up if you want to make sure. But you'll know if it's changing on the SDR play. You'll see it at the top. So I'm just going to close that out. So what I do is I leave this one up over here. And I hate when this does that. All right, let's move it over. I put it in the top right corner so I can have it open when it's actually passing. So it's right there. So what didn't we do yet? We didn't do the WX to image. That's open already. So now, the first thing you want to do when you open it is you want to hit File and you want to go to Update Keplers. You'll see it doing it down there. It probably won't do it. And you're going to have to go through that troubleshooting on the WX to Image Restored webpage. But that's what you need to do. Now you're going to go over to Options. Make sure Show All is checked. And all these do different things. Once you get this working, you can play around with all this. You want to go to Internet Options and make sure Get Couplers from Cell Stack is checked. And then you're going to hit OK. And you're going to go back into Options. And you're going to go down to Recording Options. Oops. Recording options. Okay, and you get this box. You're going to want to check record only when active satellites are overhead. This is where you put that virtual cable. If it doesn't say cable output VB audio virtual, change it to that. I was told to put 57,600. I'm actually going to change this right now to receiver default, because I've seen that on a bunch of other places I've looked up. So this is what this page will look like. Check that box for record only when active satellites are overhead, virtual cable, and then everything else pretty much I think stays default. 16 for sample bits, other antenna, unless you have a certain antenna. If you have any of these antennas here, definitely pick it. But I had to pick other because I just have a V dipole. And I'll put up a link to that too of how you can make one real quick. After we get through all this software, I'll do that before we show you this in action. So you got that part done. So you're going to hit OK. Let me look at options, make sure there's nothing else we have to set here. Okay, nothing else is set there. So now what you're going to do when you're ready to make all this work is you're going to hit record. And under record, you want record auto process. I do images and movies. Movies hasn't really given me anything. And then create composite images. And then when you click on these little settings here, you can highlight a whole bunch of stuff. I had all these highlighted. I don't know why they're gone now. But I highlighted all of them just to see what would happen. Maybe none of them are active. I don't know, and it already got rid of them. But you can click whatever ones you want. I clicked them all just to see what happened. Obviously, they reset somehow, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. And then you got the same thing for the movie settings. You don't mess with any of that other stuff. You can just... Yeah, I don't understand. I'm going to click normal on that too, just because I want normal on there. And I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. You got create composite images. Same thing. You can click on this and mess around with them settings up here, these things. I don't think you got to mess with any of the stuff below that. Click set. And then that's all you really need to do on this page. Then you're just going to hit auto record. And what happens is it tells you right here in the bottom, waiting for NOAA-15 southbound on 137.6200 megahertz on August 3rd at 12:42:51 UTC. All right, so what I do with this is I minimize it and I leave it right there. Okay, and then your SDR play, I minimize, and it's right there. So we got everything set up right now. The only other thing we got to do is make sure you hit play right here, up in this top left corner. My device isn't in, so it's not working right now, but let me see if I can plug it in real quick. If I figure out where I put it. I lost it. Okay, I'm not sure where it's at, so, but I showed it to you. So, your dongle will be in, then you make sure you hit play. Make sure that, see, I'm going to shrink this because you can see if that's enabled. So I actually shrink this just so I could see that G-Predict is enabled. You want to make sure this stays on wide FM. Mine got switched to narrow FM somehow, and it took me 3-4 passes before I figured out why it wasn't working. So anyway, you're ready to go. You'll see this, everything we set up, you'll see this Doppler changing. If you don't, go down and pull up, where's G-Predict? Right here, G-Predict. Oh, well, no, go over here and do it. You go up over here. I thought I minimized that. I probably deleted it. And you go to radio control, and it'll pop this up. And put it in up here, and then hit track. And then it should be changing it when you do that. So that'll change. You'll see the waterfall working the way it should. This will be working the way it should. When the pass comes, it'll say recording, and you'll start seeing black come up in that weather to image page. And you'll see that in the video following here. And then you got it working. It's automatically tracking. It's doing everything it needs to do. If you follow everything I just said, it's doing everything you need to do. And then the next part of the video will show you what happens when you're actually doing it. Like I said, it took me 5 days to get this far. So if this helps anybody, I hope it does, because you should be at where I'm at now in 5 days now, and then trying to get other images. And I've got pictures of the images coming up that I got on the last pass and everything. So good luck. I'll put all those links in the description. And we will see how you do. If I get any better information on how to make it look a little better, I'll do another how-to video. Here's the website for the V-dipole 137 megahertz antenna that I built. There's you can pause this and type it in if you need to. I'll try to put it in the description too. And then if you actually click on that link there on this page, which if I could find the mouse here, where is the dang mouse? So there it is. It goes to a page that shows you exactly what you need to make it. So if you want to just go right to this page, you can pause the video here and key that in your browser. And I'll show you my antenna in the next part of the video. Okay, it's dark out, but I figure I'd show you this. I used copper, and those two, there's two of them, I forgot what they call them, but you got the copper in the top. The insulation of the coax goes on one side, and the main one goes on the other. That's 120 degree V, 53.4 centimeters long each one, and you have to point it north, with the point north and the opening south. So that's my antenna I built. Works great. Alright, so here we go. We are doing NOAA-APT. It's a pretty good pass right above me. As you can see, I'm getting a really good signal. Okay. I've got over there on the left is G-Predict. I configured that to control the Doppler of SDR play, and you can see the Doppler's changing. And then at the bottom there, hidden behind, you see it says recording NOAA-APT. Let me go to the mouse here. You can see it's recording it. It doesn't look like anything because it's got to process it. It's showing unprocessed data. But it is recording now, so it's recording the pass. And I think I'm actually going to get some good images out of this. You can see what it's actually doing on the waterfall. You're going to want yours to look like this. So, see, it's getting overhead right now. It's not even quite overhead right now, and you can see that signal's really picking up. I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'll show you the images that we got from this. This is only not even halfway through the pass. We're 6 minutes in the pass, and we got 9 minutes left. So this should give me some really good images if I got everything working right. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I wanted to turn this on just so you can hear what it sounds like too. If you're actually listening to the signal, which you can't when you're recording this, but this is what it sounds like. Alright, we'll see what the images are when it's finished shortly. We got 4 minutes, 8 seconds left of the pass. Alright, if you can watch that graph, you can see I'm kind of losing the signal now. I got my set to go all the way to like 2 degrees or 1 degree. I just didn't want to lose any of the last images because I know I still was hearing it at 2 degrees. But looks like we're losing it. We're at 99%. So now it's going to be processing now. So now these are some of the images we got. But it's processing. So these are just, it's going through its processing thing. There's the Great Lakes. Looks like we got some really good images this time. And I'm in Michigan, so it's creating a bunch of images. You see at the top up there, you've got all those tabs. You're going to want to click on saved images once it's done doing what it's doing on the bottom left there. See, there's some clouds. So actually we got some cloud cover this time. That's pretty good. That's a really good picture showing up into Canada. Probably goes all the way down into Florida too. I can't scroll the screen right now till it's done processing, but yeah, see, there's the clouds. There's a storm down there. You can see a couple storms there. Oh, that's pretty cool. And all these images will be available on that tab, saved images, once it's all done processing. So I'll go through some of the images once it's done here, but you got a few of them. That storm cell looks pretty wicked. What is that, above going into Indiana and Ohio? Interesting. I'm gonna look on my weather radar and see what that looks like. It's a big circle. That's odd. But anyway, I'll show you some of the images when it's all done. Alright, so we'll go through a few images here. This one's precipitation. Shows there's some kind of a storm. I wonder what that circle is. That's kind of odd going into Illinois right now. I'm actually going to check my weather and see what that is. So that's that image. Then it picked up this one. I'm going to go through them all real quick. You can hit saved images and it'll go through all the images. This is another one. scroll down here. And it actually got all the way down into Florida. Cloud cover and everything. And then we got another one here, which I'm not sure if I can go up or down on this one or not. Nope, that one's maybe up. Yeah, I can go up on this one. It looks like it missed that upper part. So that might have been the end of the transmission. What else do we got? See, in this spot right here where my cursor is, I actually keyed up my HT on my All-Star node, and it messed it up. So I wonder if this is really even precipitation over here. We'll have to look at the real weather map. So that's the images it got from. Here's this last one here from the last satellite pass. And of course, right where that storm was is when I keyed up with my HT, and you don't want to do that obviously because it interrupts the signal from the dongle, RTSDL dongle. But then there's that, and I think that was all the saved images from that pass. Now we go to composites, which I'm not sure what that is, but we'll check it out. Okay, that's what it got from this whole pass. And then let's see if there's any other ones worth looking at. This one's kind of neat looking, but it's, you know, it's just the US. And then this one over here, yeah, that's not from this pass though. So that's all I got. And then animations, I don't think. Yeah, I did get an animation, but I don't know if that's going to be anything worth looking at either. So that was kind of neat. So I still got some fine tuning to do, I think, but I'm getting a lot better images now. So that's pretty cool. This one here is really neat. I forgot I can go up and down on these. But let's see something really quick. Where can I get a weather image from? Alright, so this is right now. There is a storm right there by Illinois, which is pretty neat. There's some on Lake Michigan that it didn't show either. Some up in Canada there that it didn't show. But it's pretty close to what it is, so oops, and an ad has to pop up. So anyway, that's what we got. It's pretty cool. The rest of the fine tuning is probably gonna, you know, be something that you do, and then I'm gonna fine tune this some more too, because it's not perfect yet, but it's working. All right, W8CPT, thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm trying to get to 50, and I was at 46 subscribers last I checked. Once I get to 50, I'm actually going to be able to go live, and then I'll try to do some live stuff and have some chat going on. So again, thank you for watching my channel, and hopefully you subscribe, and 73s to everybody.